I'd given you up for lost. Caught in the crossfire, were you?
Bon appetit. Oh! Not exactly a flood, is it? Great news, Gromit. I found those dog tags you misplaced. Now you can walk around looking official.
What's the news from above, citizen? Chaos and destruction?
It isn't like Gromit to be so absent-minded. That doesn't make any sense. I just found these on the floor, Gromit. You really must be more careful. He dropped them again. What's wrong with that dog? Any breakthroughs on the honey front, Gromit?
I see you've met Private Gromit. Fine soldier, that lad. Never speaks out of turn.
You lost them again, Gromit. One could almost believe you dropped them on purpose. It isn't like Gromit to be so absent-minded.
You've got to get your mind off the carnage up there. Would you like to hear one of my old war stories? I'd help pass the time.
Well, I hate to...
Of course you would. I brought visual aids. I can still see it.
That's all very interesting, Major Crumb, but I wanted to ask you about...
Mind, Wallace? I'm in the middle of a story. Anyway, I was peeling.
What a face!
That's me kitted out for heavy combat. That helmet took many a dent before the war was through. Without it, I could have become seriously loopy. Take my advice, Wallace. Never go into battle without a regulation helmet like the one in this picture. Oh, there I was. Back.
Who's that fellow?
That's me as a young recruit, off to basic training. How I cried when they cut off my golden curls. But I cheered up as soon as they issued me with a beautiful set of dog tags. Dashed useful dog tags if you happen to forget your rank or... Nay, you've got it, right there. Never go into battle without your dog tags, Wallace. 3 weeks.
Now, there's a sight.
That's me posing with Mother next to my 40mm Bofors. Look at the size of that monster. Big Betty, we called her. The gun, not my mother.
Sounds like you were quite a soldier, Major Crumb.
Where, Wallace? Why the past tense?
Oh dear.
Once a soldier, always a soldier. Something you civilians will never grasp. And I'd be happy to prove it by charging into the fray. That is, if I were recommissioned and had a proper helmet with a cute little brim, and if I could find someone to take charge of this shelter and distribute the protein bars. You're looking at my case, aren't you, Wallace?
Well, I suppose I was, Major.
Bet you'd like to know what's inside.
I am curious, yes.
Ah, this case is packed full of government-issue protein bars.
Protein?
Rations, Wallace. Emergency rations for... emergencies, obviously. Been stockpiling 'em since the war. Enough nutrition in 'em to feed a man under fire for a whole day.
And very tasty they look too.
Tasty? They're foul, but packed with high-strength protein.
I'd love to try one.
Out of the question, I'm afraid. You don't have clearance. And besides, protein bars are only issued in the event of civil emergencies. Orders are orders, Wallace. Ah, George, this is an emergency. Private Gromit! I hereby issue you one protein bar. Guard it well, and see that it lasts you all day. Wallace, here's one for you as well.
Much obliged. If your heart's set on going into battle, Major Crum,
Oh, it is, Wallace, it is.
well then, I don't see why you shouldn't. Go back upstairs, that is.
But the protein bars.
I'm sure someone else can dispense those.
But who? It's a major responsibility, Wallace. I can't entrust these to just anyone.
If your heart's set on going into battle, Major Crum,
Oh, it is, Wallace, it is.
well then, I don't see why you shouldn't. Go back upstairs, that is.
But the protein bars.
I'm
But
I'd be happy to take charge of the protein bars.
you? No offense, Wallace, old chap, but you're hardly officer material.
Gromit could do the job.
Private Gromit? Can I entrust my precious cache of protein bars to a Pongo? Perhaps so. He's proven himself a trusty foot soldier. Yes. If I am called away to the front, I'd feel comfortable leaving Private Gromit in charge. But I haven't been recommissioned.
Gromit, old chum, slip me that protein bar Major Crum gave you.
You'll do no such thing, Private Gromit. I gave you your protein bar for the day, Wallace. I won't have you catching another from the enlisted men.
Quick, Gromit, the protein bar.
I warned you, Wallace. As long as I'm officer commanding this air raid shelter, each resident gets one protein bar per day. You've had yours. Wait! Careful, Wallace. You're heading into hostile territory. The enemy has clearly landed, and most likely set up camp in West Wallaby Street. Who knows what the Blighters have done to our once peaceful neighborhood? If you make it back alive, you'll have to give us a full report. In the meantime, eat your protein rations. The protein will keep your strength up, especially if you're captured. Brave lad! We'll keep the home fires burning. You see, Private Gromit, I told you he'd make it back to us alive. Our Wallace is a fighter. Bagged a few of those blighters, did you?
I'd be happy to take charge of the protein bars.
You?
My workers are very devoted to their queen. I thought you might find this useful, Major Crum.
A helmet! By George, Wallace, there's nothing like a good helmet. Makes a fellow want to put